It's been a while, hasn't it?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ashura, and today I'm with none other than Sabo. And here at the Revolutionary Army headquarters, he's been teaching me the ways of the red-yellow leader. And so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play him. And so with a cost of 3 or more and a power of 7,000 or more, we'll be able to put characters to the top of our life, as well as give a power boost of 2,000 to anything that's on the field currently, and all that for just 1 Dawn on our leader. And so I know that might sound a little bit complicated, a little bit, beating around the bush to be gaining life or gaining power boost, when it might just be easier to Dawn stuff up, or play vanillas, or just honestly play something else. But I'm gonna show you guys how to make it happen really easily and make it happen really consistently, and honestly we might even get an appearance from the boss man himself, Dragon. So let's take a look at that list right now. Alright guys, if you guys want to pause the video to take a look at the list, now is your time to do so. But the list above, I will say, is pretty simple. It's got 27 triggers, which means we have a 54% chance that if they attack our life, we're going to get a trigger. Now 20 out of those 27 actually are bodies that will hit the field for us, so that is a 40% chance that when they attack us, boom, we are getting a body, so that way we can use that on the following turn. Not only that, but we have 11 rushers in the deck. That means 1 in 5 cards we're going to be drawing is going to have that rush status, so that way we can just play it and straight up attack our opponent. But beyond that, let's take a look at some of the specifics of the list. We are running Nami. So Nami is hugely important. This is a great turn 1 play. Drop her, then we can start reusing 1 Dawn each turn. This Dawn is primarily going to be thrown onto our leader. That way our leader effect is primarily free. We're getting a free 6k swing, and we are also being able to activate our leader effect and be able to start putting stuff into life. Naturally, we have Karasu. Our leader is Sabo, so he is Revolutionary Army. So Karasu is huge here. Once you've developed a board, you can go ahead and drop him for 4 Dawn, then go ahead and minus your opponent for 1,000, and suddenly all of your swings are hurting that much more, and your opponent is going to start taking life unlike it. Or they're going to start dropping their hand, and they're going to just end up with a bricked hand and then start taking life because they're not going to be able to save their characters. And if we save our characters and they can't get rid of them through effects, then that's going to be pretty much GG's for them, because we're going to have a big board and we're going to start swinging pretty big, start saving characters to our life, and then start buffing our current characters on board, making it that much harder for them to swing into them and kill them. Now we do have Morley. Morley is not a rusher, but he is hugely important in this deck. That's why he's a 4-of. He's a trigger, so he will drop to the board whenever we need him to, and if we drop 2 Dawn on him or give him that power boost of 2,000 that is innate in Sabo's leader ability, then he can't be blocked. So any black decks, any green decks for example, they're not going to be able to build a board of blockers, and they're not going to be able to just say nope, keep out. Instead, they're going to start getting poked, and Morley's going to get through because we're going to buff him even more, and he's going to start taking life, or God forbid if they're on 0 life, then Morley's a win con for us, because quite honestly if they can't remove him, then he's a 15k just swinging into life, and honestly that's gonna be pretty hard to defend out of. Now we've also got Shariah here. Shariah is a really cute card in Sabo because you can give Shariah that 2k bonus, and that is going to stick on him even when he boosts himself up to the other leader's power. So let's say the leader swings 5 or even 6, or guess what, anything they swing into you're going to be able to block with Shariah. He's going to boost himself up to that leader's power, and then he'll still have 2k extra, so he's not going to die. He'll be able to just survive that. Or God forbid if he attacks, suddenly now he's swinging 7k at your opponent instead of just that regular 5k that they're going to be at. Now as far as rushers go, we have our classic rusher Luffy. He is unblockable when we throw 2 Dawn on him, so being able to throw a power boost and then 2 Dawn on him is going to make him super deadly at 10k where he can't be blocked. and that is going to be amazing for us. If our opponent's got 0 life or they are just low on life, then we're going to be able to start whittling them down even more, because then on their turn he's an 8k once we've given him that 2k boost, and it's going to be pretty hard to swing into him. We're just going to be able to use counter and be able to get keep him alive. Another critical rusher we've got here actually is Kid and Killer. So if you've got 2 in hand on your 10 Dawn turn, you can drop 2 of these, and then you've got 2 7k swings and a 9k swing, because you can swing 7 with lead, 7 with Kid and Killer, then you can put 1 Kid and Killer back to life, give 2k bonus to the other Kid and Killer, and then suddenly you've got 9k rushing into your opponent. That's backbreaking. Now they've got to get rid of 3 cards from hand to even have a chance of getting out of this. And I'm sure you guys expected this, but it's the big, the bad. He is the Revolutionary Army's boss. It is Dragon. So for 8 Dawn, we're going to be able to have a 9k rush character. So we're going to plop him on board. We're going to give 2 Dawn to our leader. That's going to give us a 7k swing with leader. Then we can go ahead and swing 9 with Dragon. We can then put Dragon back automatically into our life, and that's going to give us +1 life. And if we've established a board before 8 Dawn, which in this deck we should be doing fairly easily and repetitively, then we have another character that we're able to swing, and that's going to be a minimum of a 6k or a 7k swing. And so that's going to be pretty backbreaking for our opponent on 8 Dawn. Not to mention, now that character's on the board has a extra 2k, that's going to be a 7k rested character that they got to swing into, or they'll probably just leave it alone. Many times they will, and oftentimes they're not going to want to swing into you, because now you've got a dragon on top of your life. They're not going to swing into you, so that way you can get that back and then throw it back right at them. And that's where the second dragon comes into play. That's why we're running a play set of 4, is so that way once we get 1 dragon in life, we can drop another, do that turn all over again, and we can even put that second dragon to life. And now suddenly we've gained 2 life. Our opponent's going to have to attack into us eventually. They're probably going to try and do it slowly, and we can keep this loop up going over and over. Not to mention, we have other things that come out of life, like Kiku, we have Frankie, we've also got Cracker, who can deal double attack. So we have a big arsenal of guys who are going to be popping out of life, being able to chip their life down, and be able to get us to that board state where we can kill them with Kid and Killers, rush Luffy, Dragon. Heck, I've dropped Karasus before in the late game, and having a full board and dropping Karasu is back-breaking. Suddenly, your opponent literally just cannot have enough counter to get out of any of your swings, and sorry bud, but that's game. All in all, guys, this list is very fun to play. I absolutely love this list, and it is very cohesive, and it is a very easy list to play and pilot. However, if you know your matchups, I think this list has some good depth to it. So definitely kind of look to see when you're going to be going for board, when you're going to go for life. A lot of times you're going to go Unga Boonga and just go straight for life, but there will be times where you want to control your opponent's board a little bit and basically set up your board to be almost be like Bonnie, where it's going to be impenetrable, and almost like Anel at times, where you're going to be able to stall because it's hard for them to attack into your life, and then it's going to be hard for them to attack into your board with those power boosts. So it's really going to be fun to create different scenarios where you could even loop, for example, Beige from board to life back to board. So it's really interesting what you can do with this deck, and there's quite a few moving pieces at times. So definitely let me know what you think and have fun out there, guys, and please enjoy this game next. Alright, starting off, I think we're gonna mulligan this hand. Yep, off the rip, this is looking better with 2 blockers, the Dragon, the Karasu, and the Kukunojo. And it does look like we are facing Wano Perona, playing that Otama and picking up a You Can Be My Samurai for that draw. It looks like we got a top deck of the Nami. We'll go ahead and play her. This is more so to just kind of see what kind of opponent we have. Some will leave the Nami, not suspecting too much, but the correct play here is to rest it and swing into it. Looks like she picked up a Ryuma off of that Otama search, and she will swing into the Nami, so it's not worth it to save the Nami, since if I just counter out of it, that swing will go straight towards the Nami and we would not get our Satori here, because this deck does have a 40% trigger rate for bodies. And so dropping the Karasu, this is going to make him or her drop cards from hand or just take cards to life. Alright, and here he had to get rid of 2 cards, so pretty good outcome for us. On turn 3, they're already at 2 life, which is quite beneficial, and we'll let go of the Satori. Another You Can Be My Samurai for another draw 2. Perona certainly is drawing quite a bit here. And a good combo with the Ryuma there to pop the Karasu and get rid of it quite easily. But we got our own combo here. We'll play the Kikunojo, get a 7k attack in, make him throw away a couple more cards, and we're going to gain a life, and at the same time when they swing into us, we'll get a free body. Alright, and there it is, another body, our 40% trigger rate, working hard there for the bodies. Overall, we do have a 54% trigger rate in this deck. And a Sabo to get rid of both of them. Okay. We're still in a good position here, though. This is why we have Dragon. Dragon's going to enable us to get 2 big swings here. He doesn't have blockers. So definitely going to have to burn cards. And here, we won't go for life. We're actually going to clean up the board a little bit, because we are going to put Dragon back. This puts them in a precarious spot where if they just don't swing, they're going to give me time to build my board. Alright, 5k swing, we'll get Dragon back. So, it's as if we were like Bonnie and we rested the leader ability off the rip there. Alright, another hit. We got Kid and Killer, which is quite beneficial for us. We'll take another hit. Hit a Kiku here, which is amazing. And they played a Borsellino, so think we can go for game here. It's quite possible with 2 cards in hand. We'll focus life. So going 6 at life. We're going to use 1 Don so far. They took it, so we'll put another on Kiku because this will let us play around with 2 Kid and Killers in hand or a Dragon. The Borsellino's gone, so we just need the extra swings here. Let's go Kid and Killer for a 7k. Took the last one, and if we're lucky here, we can get the 9k through because we're going to pop that Kid and Killer or the Kiku back into life. Give the extra 2k buff to our Kid and Killer. Hopefully this is enough, and it is. So you can even see in there, we're turn 6, we just took out Wano Pirano, and they even ended the game with 4k in hand, so they were able to get there, but not able to counter out, and unfortunate for them, that's just how this deck runs. And that's all I've got for you guys. Peace.
Oh.